All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see if I can share my screen. Screen three. Share. How's everybody doing? Good morning, everybody. Somebody give me a sound check in Chat Ask Boris. Everything's good? Are you guys able to hear me? Testing, testing, testing. You hear me? Good, Karen, yes? Okay, cool. Screen is good? Everybody got the screen? Okay. Good morning, everybody. Hey, 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 hey. Well, pre-show, I was fooling around a little bit on the CFD side, actually also on the future side, but on the CFD side, trying to trade. Hey, Eli, good morning. Trying to trade my reversal, my mean reversion trade. And it was interesting because it was certainly. What the hell's going on? Just one sec, guys. Bear with me a second. I got it. Oh man. Sorry, I just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to mute something. Let me just make sure I'm muting it all. That's the Karen. That's the alert that we made, which is nice but annoying as hell. Like if you're in the middle of something. We're almost done with the tool set. So, so I'll have the indicator ready for you guys very soon. Okay. Oops. I just nearly hit cancel call meeting. Okay. All right. So what I want to talk about is the classic Boris reversal trade is, we have a deep sell. We've had a deep sell-off marked by at least 2 down candles. That is, candles that are in sync with the trend. So I had 2 down candles here, right? Here's the I'll tell you what I did, and I'll tell you what I did wrong and what I did right, and how everything kind of developed. So, we have a downward trend, sharp decline here off of bad news. This was retail sales, which printed really badly today, right? So we have a signal here. This is a red candle. The red candle gets erased by this green candle, this blue candle, and I'd gone long on this trade, got stopped out. And this is a great example of why, post news, you literally ignore all of your prior rule set because post news, you created a new downward reality that probably needs at least what I would call 2 reversal candles to kind of make the trade. So in this case, this got stopped out over here, I think. So let me see, what was the old close here? So this was 91. And this was, yeah, this got stopped out like way over here. Then you have this secondary candle over here, which was 74. And what's the low over here? 48. This would have kind of stopped you out too. So you really, I mean, when you're looking at kind of post news events, if we use the, I need two down candles as just the beginning of my opportunity to trade turn. And by the way, over here on my futures account, there were 2 down candles. This candle reverses this green one. I went long here, and that actually worked, right? So that it took a while, but it definitely worked. You have to use the exact same principle. You can't, once you have negative news, you can't rush for the V-shaped recovery. You need at least 2 waves of selling before you can come in. And finally, on the 3rd wave, this is finally the 3rd wave, but you come in. I bought here, I held off here, I then bought here, and that trade worked slowly, painfully, but that trade actually worked back up through reversal. So just a good little tweak for more advanced reversal trading, that when we're trading news, it's kind of like everything behind us is erased. There's a new reality, and that new reality really requires at least a couple of attempts at directional moves before you want to fade that reality on price. You know, before price gives you some kind of a significant candle. And if that means you're going to miss the opportunity, it's much better to kind of miss the opportunity, because you're looking for very, very precise targeted trading, right? You're looking to just hit those trades. Yesterday, let me see if I have this. I don't know, let me just pull up my history. Just bear with me a second, guys. Oh yeah, I guess I can pull my history. Okay, so yesterday, you know, I made a couple, not a couple, but more than one or two really idiotic, quick, escapes. But I really tried to stick to just trading the better setups. And you can see that when you're trading the better setups, right? Like that is the quality setups, legitimate setups, you effectively should be running. I mean, I was running a really good win percentage. So it's 1, 2. Basically, I think I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's call it 6. Actually 7. This was a legitimate trade too. So you're talking about 7 out of 8, winning trades. 7 divided by 8 it's about an 87% rate. It's a very, very high rate against a very, very reasonable 715. So I mean that's a ridiculously accurate rate. But like at 715, if you're doing 40, 49 minus 15, that's 34 points of Nasdaq at that pace. And obviously I had a good day. You have a good, it's amazing how good a day you can have when you are not losing a lot of you're not picking up a lot of losses. So my point is, it's really, really important for us to practice perfect trades, right? And hang on, let us just actually pre-set up for the open and just get a good clean look at what's going on here. So we got about 25 minutes to the open. DAX, I guess, since we're now in our new gambling mode where we're gonna try and take, since I want to do a lot more demonstration trades than just pure structure trades, we should be looking at this DAX trade as a potential entry. This is a classic buy trade for us. We have a sell candle. If that fails, and here I would define failure of taking out the open, not necessarily the high. Whether you take out the open or the high, I think taking out the open is strong enough a signal for a reversal move. That also, by the way, assumes that this trend stays in place. So blue stays above black. If in the next couple of candles this turns negative, that whole trade gets dismissed. But we could set it up on our algo just for fun over here at the open. So it's a 90. It's got to break 90. I'm not holding my breath, but I just wanted to kind of put it out there. So the reason I want to talk about sort of the idea of perfect trades is yesterday I was reading this interesting video. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can post this video. Where's this? It's there's like one good message in a 9-minute. Here it is. I found it. Let me just 1 second. I'm just going to post this video for you guys. Here we go. Just bear with me. Share. Okay, sorry. All right, I'm posting it. I'm posting this in the chat room. So it's a really, the video is an interesting video on how we change our behavior, right? And it's the usual bullshit, small habits, blah blah blah. I would say you can skip like the first 8 minutes of this video, but the takeaway, the really really interesting takeaway out of this whole thing is you want to do small positive things, and this is something that surprised me. And you want to congratulate yourself every time. It's like, imagine you say, I want to start doing push-ups, and you do like one push-up a day. You do like one push-up a day, and you actually have to congratulate yourself for doing that one push-up a day. And then if you do two the next day, you congratulate yourself. The whole point being is apparently, and this is very very hard for most of our Anglo-Saxon Puritan mindsets, that if you positively reinforce yourself on the tiniest success, it creates confidence and allows you to continue reforming yourself and reforming your habit, right? Now, the other interesting thing, and this is something that we did completely intuitively, without me realizing this, without me having a degree in psychology, is we trade a lot, right? We trade a lot. Presumably everybody who's in my room trades a lot. I trade 10, 20 times a day. Hopefully you guys do too. And the advantage of doing lots and lots of day trades, let's forget the financial advantages. Let's forget the low risk aspects of it. Let's forget any of the financial benefits of it. The critical value here is, if we practice our setup 20, because we get to practice our setup on a 1 minute chart, so we get to do it 20 times a day. The more we practice that setup, the more confident we get in that setup. Therefore, the more willing we will be to take that setup with us for life, and then put it on a 1 hour chart, put it on a 4 hour chart, whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm actually testing this setup on our charts, on hourly charts, not even in indices, but in FX, and it's marvelous. It's amazing at how well it works over long periods of time, lots of multiple samples. Well, yeah, I would so the takeaway here is practice and pat on the back, right? You need to practice and pat yourself on the back, and those two, we kind of naturally practice. The other part of it is just don't forget to pat yourself. Whenever you do what I call a legitimate setup, regardless whether it wins or loses, if you took a setup that was a true setup, right, like that, where you didn't just say, oh, it looks good, let me buy it, or they're buying the they're definitely, they're running the numbers. I'm definitely going to join this move because it's going to go lower or going to go higher, where you're chasing moves, right? When you don't do that and you do something methodical and specific and accurate, whether it works or not, give yourself a tap on the back. By the way, Naz setting up, so let's do that as well. Just wow, it's very, very low. Okay, let's see if that works out as well. I probably kind of tempted to do this. We should probably do this on my futures account too, right? I think I'm gonna have to do this. I'm probably gonna do this manually because it busted already through the level on the futures account. I got about 20 seconds. That's we have it's positive spread, 18 minutes to the open. We'll should relatively be a good move here. 6, 7, 5, 4, 2, 1, boom. Okay, so get long here. I'm 7.15 on this. Where am I on this? Okay, that went long over here too. What's my entry here? Was it 38? Oh, it's very, wow, it's very, very, very slow markets here on the moves. So, all right, we'll let that play out. Let's see how my futures. It's hanging in there doing nothing. what was the close on this? The other thing I do, by the way, is sometimes if my execution is a little bit off, I want to align my execution with the actual close. So it was a 29.50. I came in at 30. So I need to adjust my take profit to 650 because that would be the true take profit off off my chart if I came in on the proper entry. So we'll give it a shot. News today was pretty horrible on the retail side, but that's not bad for NASDAQ. Like the thing about NASDAQ is it's what I call the work from home trade, and what it showed is mobility has slowed. Consumption has kind of died down. That's bad for the Dow and what I call the natural economy, but not necessarily bad for NASDAQ, which is why NASDAQ has been relative bid all night long, and so there's not. It's not exactly a bad fundamental backdrop against which trade. Let's see if they try to carry it forward. Well, this was the news event. They've kind of bought the bottom. They're trying to see if they can push it higher right now on the move. And we took out the highs on this candle, so that's the reason why we're in this trade right now, trying to run it and see if it works. So that's pretty much it. Okay, what else do I want to tell you? All right, we talked about practice makes perfect. Making sure that you're doing the right trades. This is a right trade. Win, lose, or draw. It makes sense. The only caveat is we generally don't trade before the market open, but I'm taking more aggressive trades because I want to do more trades for educational purposes only, not just the trades that we would take, in a perfect environment. Because I'd like you guys to I want you to watch these trades, and if you want to participate, you can participate with those trades, fully aware that this isn't the classic trades we want to do because of the volatility embedded by the market open. But we also have, I don't know, got 15 minutes. That's it's a lifetime for our setup. Although, man, I got to tell you, look how slow everything is moving. One of the things that I've noticed lately is that certainly the European session, I don't know if you guys are noticing this, European session is super slow now. Pretty much all the price action happens now, like at around between 8 and 10 o'clock at night, and 8 and 10. All day, you're saying, Krasi's saying it's slow. Oh, we're getting close. Should we take it? Okay, I'm going to take this, and then let's take this because it's pre-market, so we'll close that up. Wow, that's what happened here? Oh, the Deutschmark, the DAX came out. All right, so I took the profits on NAS, and the DAX is up a little bit. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to no, I'm not going to watch the DAX. I'm going to put the DAX to 6. Let's see if the DAX can move. DAX is always funkadelic on me, but what did the DAX do also? Oh, so the DAX had a big, one of the things that oh, it's okay. We'll leave a DAX be, and if it works, it works. Great. We'll let that play out. I want to go back to this and how. So again, I gave it up a little too early, but what was my original target? Let's look. 36.50, and this hit 36, and so that's why, did I complete my trade? No. Did I do something drastically bad? I would say no. So this is starting to move up. Would it hit 36.50? Still not hitting 36.50. I need 36.50 on the bid here. Does it hit? Yeah, there we go. So it would have actually hit my full target if I played it out. But you do the best you can. Let's just say I give myself half a clap for this. Where am I on this? You know what? I'm going to close this up too. Damn. Okay, I'm just going to close this out. Because this moved up like 4 points in my move, but didn't quite make it. All right. The pre-market ideas, I just kind of to show you the structure, the entry, and the possible profit. I didn't hold them to full profit. I mean, the futures trade, the Nasdaq trade was definitely the better trade to hold. The DAX, I'm never very comfortable trading the DAX because I never know what it's going to go off of the moves. But the structure and the setup was the key, right? Like that's the key. The reason why the DAX was entered was because this sell candle failed. The sellers got taken out. Once the sellers got taken out, we had more than 50-50 probability. That's really what it is. It's like, what we're trying to do is if this happens, then we're looking for an 80% probability of success, right? So that 80% probability of success is contingent on non-reversible events happening. And since we have the market open happening in 10 minutes, it's all, that's a very big non-reversible event that could be a reversible event that could be happening. So that's why I was so fidgety on the move. But generally, that's really the setup. If this, then this has like let's say even a 70% chance of occurring, between 70 and 80%. Actually, you know what? So this is Galton's saying that, and by the way, look at the DAX now moving, of course. By the way, anybody trade the NAS with me, or anybody trade DAX? NAS was definitely the better trade. I'm actually curious. Anybody? What happened here? Okay. No. You're saying an hour and a half before the open, it seems to flatten out. I actually look. No, you took the NAS. Good job. I disagree. You get some. Well, what is this? This is the DAX. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. By the way, look at I gave up the DAX and it absolutely went to target. Absolutely went to target. I'm just like I'm not comfortable trading DAX, so I'll be the first one to admit it. Like let's look at the NAS, right? So the NAS, NAS did flatten out today. It did. It flattened out today, and there was okay. Let me kind of reframe it. I think the more accurate way of saying it is between 6 and 10, 6 a.m. and 10 o'clock, which is 10 o'clock GMT to about 1400 GMT. That's when I generally see opportunities. Now there is definitely flatness, but there were some opportunities. It was interesting. While the NAS was flat, I actually had some opportunities in the Dow. The Dow had this downward move, and it allowed you to let me come back to you. I actually traded the Dow futures in my other account here, and where I traded more here. I think I traded this. I traded over here, which was a little wobbly, but it did work. So there were a couple of Dow future turn trades that happened. Oh, good. You're still in the second position in both, Karen. Karen, you're holding. You now have 2 positions in both NAS. Oh, DAX. Okay. Excuse me. Oh God. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. That's great. That's great. It's funny, So Karen, I was thinking about the short exit, long exit. See, look at that. So Karen is trading really well. So this is so interesting. I was thinking about this a lot yesterday. I was like, should I trade 1-2 because Karen is doing so well with it, and she's and Cheryl is doing well with it, and so on and so forth. And then I kind of deconstructed the trades, and also the way I trade. And basically, when you're trading 1-2, it's literally 2 separate trades. You're trading the short leg of the trade and the long leg of the trade, one way or the other. And the key component to that success is you got to let the long leg mature, right? Which is what you're doing. You're letting the long leg mature into a potential profit because. And Cheryl the other day, I remember she posted where she took like the long leg to for 50 points. And the critical component of that 1-2 exit strategy is that you have to have the patience on the long leg, which we all know I do not possess. So I realize that no matter how enticing that strategy may be, and financially could be really, really interesting, and I'm going to obviously teach it to everybody and show the possibilities of that strategy. It's completely inapplicable to my personality. And since the number one rule of trading is to trade your personality, like the number one rule of trading, as we talk about this, is not trade your strategy, but to trade your personality. Right. So I understand, but you have, even though you may think you're impatient, you're much more patient than I am. Okay, trust me when I tell you this. So like if you understand your personality, then one of the most important things is to avoid doing things that are going to conflict with your personality. So I am very, very happy. I'm super happy doing single entry, single exit. I could have 3 single entry stop outs and I wouldn't care because I have confidence that I'll make them back. But if I am like, if I get a double entry stop out, I would be so pissed. To God's sake, you're break even on second. So you took +5, +15, right? So great. I mean, that's a 20-point move on both of these things. It's just very, very good. That's excellent. All right, so let me stop talking. Let's take a look at the charts again because we're getting close to the market open. Let's see where we're at. Okay, where's the Dow? Dow's setting up a buy point, but this it's simply impossible to want to trade this in 5 minutes ahead of time, so I'm not going to do that. Where are we? NAS is fine. I actually started to, the one thing I did, like, remember I said to you, I'm very much a single instrument trader. Well, I realized, especially for reversal trades, I'm okay with a Dow. Like I now, it's in my other account, and I'll if I have trades, I'll show it to you. But I'm actually kind of enjoying trading the Dow in the other account. Like right now, like there's a on the Dow right over here. So we have a buy. Like we're not going to go in this trade because 5 minutes ahead of time is just kind of stupid. So if you come in here, this is a 95 entry, right? With a 705 things. Hang on just one sec, guys. I'm sorry. Hang on. Honey, I'm in a meeting. Can I call you back? Yeah. Okay. So this would be like a 95 entry, but very, very, very volatile in front of the open. If you take this, you obviously assume. Okay. You assume a huge amount of risk, but you could have 705 before the market opens, which would make your trade. But on the other hand, you could just be flushed out off the opening flows. Remember, news is negative. News is specifically negative to Dow stocks because real economy really took a big hit on retail sales. So I would not be shocked if the market on open orders, especially from retail, are going to be sells, which means they're going to take all of this down to the downside. So I'd be, as a matter of fact, I'd be really, really surprised if the Dow doesn't drop on the open. Maybe it will. So we'll see. And as I said to you, look, we're starting to come down. It's kind of curious. We got about 2 minutes to the open. I would not be surprised if we start if we come down, if we come down, take out the lows off the open, but that's neither here nor there. NAS is also seeing a little bit of market on open sell orders here too. The best opening market setups is when you are in sync with the news. So like, if we had a buy setup like this and it broke out to the highs and we had positive news behind us, then you could confidently take it because you would have felt like, oh, the opening orders are gonna lift you higher. But now I'm not so sure now. So because a lot of conflicting funded data on this. So where are we at? We got about 45 seconds. Let's see what the NAS does and whatnot. There. So far, they're really not pressured, but that's neither here or there. We know the first minute is always very different. Very quiet open, man. Wow, it's just like not a lot of movement on the open itself right now. And actually, markets are like, yeah, we don't care. All right, so it's 9:30. Bell rings. Let's see what happens. And now they're starting. So let me show you. So now this is the ladder, and they're starting. You see how they're starting to sell this? Remember I told you. So they could sell this. Just a little bit. Remember, I told you that I had a suspicion that the retail order flow was going to knock it lower. And as a matter of fact, we could have played this game on the open where you could have shorted this just on that supposition. The problem is you've got to be very, very quick. I think you probably take 5-10 points out of this thing, and then the whole thing could completely reverse. So. It's just just interesting. It just proves the point that I did think the retail order flow was going to start dumping this a little bit, and they did dump it well below the 2600 level for now, and they could do it for a couple more minutes. This is the Dow right now, and now it's kind of reversing completely. Let's see what the NAS is doing. NAS is really, really reversing. Very tempted to chase this trade. Very tempted to chase this trade. But again, this is not nothing that is our trades. It's just basically a formulation of our principles. That you have the sell orders. They get taken out on the close here. We got 21 seconds. If this thing closes through the highs, I may want to take it, but it's got to hold the highs, and so far it's not holding the highs, so it may actually reverse itself to the downside. Interesting. Small moves though, really, really small moves. Nothing much going on. So no trade here, and now, and it's a good example of where I'm not going to get the trade. If I don't have the setup, I'm not taking the trade. So now we actually second candle. Let's see if this second wave of buyers holds, because then I will chase this just for fun in my futures account, not in my CFD account, if they can hold through the red candle. But again, you got to hold the red candle. They got 30 seconds. It's a long, long time. But a big move. That's like a big, big reversal move. So let's see if they can do it. It's still not pretty. See, look at this. It's still not pretty. You got 20 seconds. It's a long, long time. But now it's getting close to our 10-second countdown, and we certainly are looking strong to the upside. So let's take this for just like 5, if I can make a 5 on it. Let's see if I can make 5 on it. Oh, no. Remember last time it also did the same thing on me. I chased the move, and it always retraces back because of the volatility and then goes up higher. And I always fall for this problem of top ticking this move. But let's see if I can let's see if this moves straightens itself up a little bit towards the high, maybe not. Again, like the buy is actually on this candle. If this candle doesn't break the lows, then you kind of want to be buyer on this candle. I'm going to get stopped out on this move here because of the volatility. It's really stupid. I chased it. I chased it. Yeah. Let's see. It's holding. What do I got? 4 or 5 seconds. Nah, nothing. And it's not even that good because it needs to now really rally high, and it's not doing it. So okay, now this is always the sucker bet that I make at the beginning. Now this candle, this is the true candle that that if it holds, creates the buy opportunity, which I always forget to do. I always make that mistake at the beginning. Let's see if we can participate here. If it holds, it's got to hold, but it's, you know, so far it's not even confirming to me. Not really, not a strong hold. So I'm not really. And now it's going to take out the low. If it takes out the lows, then it definitely negates this whole setup. So let's watch it. Actually, now I want to. If this takes out the lows, I may want to go down the other way. So let's watch this because that could be the true signal, you know, just for the opening rotation. Let's give it a few minutes here. Let's see how it trades out. Four, five, six, seven. Does it hold? No, I'm gonna short. It kind of broke the lows. Let's see. And you know, if I get whipped out, I get whipped out. This is just me chasing today, but it did break the lows here, so I want to. Oh. Almost. Just nick me. Just nick me. Come on. Wow, that was killer. That was a heartbreaker. It just nicked me. And now it's really, I really needed to break down. There we go. Okay. So that was, you know, me getting burnt again on the open for making the stupid mistake, but then properly assessing that once they took out the lows, again, this is all really to show what we practice in terms of the structure. This is not a classic setup in any way, shape, or form. We have no setups here. It's just simply trading price action based upon are they failing the buyers or failing the sellers. In this case, they failed the buyers. The buyers did get blown down, and I was able to recover this move. Let's see what's setting up on the regular charts. There's no setups here on Dow or the DAX, so there's no trades here. So we're kind of just hanging here. DAX is, I think, I was going to say DAX looks like it's more relative bid than anything. There's no legitimate trades here in the DAX as well, because it's we have no reference points one way or the other. and it's way too early. This is a mistake you don't want to make, which is, you have the beginning of a trend and you're like, oh, the first move against the trend, I'm going to take it. You don't want to do that. Every time you have you make that move, it's usually a false move. The reverse move happens at the end. You need the trend to mature, and the maturity is determined by at least one or two reference points showing up on a trend. That tells you that a lot of the positioning has already happened. Where's the DAX? So NAS is really starting. See how NAS gave a clean, clear directional signal off the first couple of minutes worth of movements. Next time we do this, next time if we play chase the candle on the open, I'll obviously make sure not to chase the first candle and give myself a little time to let the whole thing play itself out. Very tempting. If this closes, very tempting to want to try to buy this, but it's really not a high probability trade. This is just a tepid, reversal. The news is negative. Markets sold off into the news. It's going to take a little while for them, I think, to consolidate and reverse flows. There's still a lot of retail flows that want to liquidate their positions before market makers want to reverse the flows. So there's no good point to trade this. Where's everybody at? Is there comments? Okay. All right. What's everybody doing? You just guys watching? Are you doing anything? Yeah, and watching is the hardest part, but that's that sometimes that's really the best thing you can do. So you could have taken this for a V-shaped move. If you bought the nines, it moved full 7 points here for you, and you would have felt really good. But that's really not a high probability trade. There's no signals, nothing going on. This is a classic V-shaped trade, though, and it's also like for those of you who want to trade the 1-2 exit. The 1-2 exit is really designed for the V-shaped trade. So if you say to yourself, oh, you know what, I think post open they're going to do a V-shaped move, then yeah, definitely you want to take a gamble on this move. Once the market confirms to you that they've broken the open of the red, this entry would have been a good one. The question is, you're basically making a bet on 1-2 happening, and most of the time what happens is 1 and then boom, retest of the lows. So we'll see how this plays out, but that's kind of my suspicion. That there just isn't 20 on NQ. Daniel, what'd you do? Where'd you buy? Where'd you buy? Tell me where I'm pointing. Were you buying on this candle? Were you buying? You just bought the dip? You just what does 325? What does that mean? 0.325. Oh, 0.325. So you were just like you were just guessing the bottom, my friend, right? You're just like, I'm gonna you bought over here. You bought over here on the red candle, guessing the bottom. And see, by the way, you see the reversal? You see what's happening here? You see, this is as I said to you, a much more common pattern. So you get the V, you get the reversal, you get consolidation. What I want to see is a little bit of a flattening where they don't make any fresh lows for a while. Then if you get a little bit of flattening, then the reversal trade, it becomes a much higher probability. But good for you, Daniel. Nice pop. But you bought in front of, what was your reasoning for why you bought the 1203.25? And they're making, fresh lows now. So that, taken out. So you're just watching price action. You saw exhaustion. Yeah, you're buying in front of the round number. You saw a little bit of exhaustion. Yeah, okay. It worked. Good for you. And I'm glad you bounced out of that trade, because right now, obviously, that trade is underwater if you're still long. And that's what I mean about betting on V-shaped recoveries is quite a lot of suckers debt. So we're getting steeper, which is good. So this is the other thing I want to talk about. Like a lot of people say, well, how come you're not trading trend? It's so obvious this is going down lower. It's only obvious in retrospect, right? You really don't know at this point that this thing is going to end up over here. It only looks great that way after it's happened, right? So to me, it's very, very hard to predict trend. Very, very hard to predict trend beforehand, which is when you need to do it. However, reversal has some very, very specific characteristics. First of all, reversal is always a reactive trade. It's not a proactive trade. You're not guessing a reversal the way we do it. You are looking for evidence, for clues to a reversal, and there's always a couple of clues to what happens. First of all, we get a little bit of a flattening of price. We stop making sharp new lows, so the angle of the descent slows. Momentum itself, before you have, it's kind of interesting. It's actually, if you think about this physically, before you have reversal, you have a slow of momentum, right? So you look for momentum to slow, and then you look for evidence of price going the other way. And only when you have evidence of price going the other way, when you have then you have a reactive trade that you can then take, right? We also obviously look for a couple of exhaustion points. Generally, I really, as I said to you, I want to see a couple of sell arrows before I even think about trading the turn in a trend. But especially on the open, when we have lots of sharp moves, I'll give myself time. So it's already been like, what is it, a 10-minute time frame from here to here? If it's 10-15 minutes in steep selling, and I start to see a bottoming formation, I will, I'll start looking for the reversal trade. And of course, the key to our reversal trade is that it's got to beat the highs. If it doesn't beat the highs on a close, it's of no use to us. So let's take a look, by the way, at, what is this? Look at a Dow. Look at a Dow. Dow is just really same kind of story. Very, very negative. Very little reversal clues here. Let's take a look at all the sixes. DAX, everything went negative. So we don't have any turn of trend structures that we want to consider. Very, very negative. And by the way, like in the Dow, if the green candle, if the blue candle beats the high over here, I wouldn't take the trade. I mean, it might work, but remember what I said to you. You want momentum. I would wait for the second cycle of sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. We're basically looking for in this case, the sellers, because we're going long, exhausting themselves. And you really want to be very comfortable in the shift of momentum before you take it on. On the other hand, occasionally when you get that shift of momentum, you are really coming in at the beginning of the reversal trend, and that's actually a very powerful thing. So here's the Dow, and it would have worked, right? It pops, but this kind of a V-shaped move right here is not what I really want to chase. I want it to slow down a little bit. Of course, now I'm pissed off. I should have traded this. But again, I don't like like in the NAS, we have a little bit more of a flattening, and we have no more fresh lows. Or if, you know, if we're going to make fresh lows, they should be very shallow, like just a small pierce underneath here. And then, you know, then I would, and if we get a buy signal, then I would trade the buys. But yeah, I mean, you know, the V-shaped move in the Dow would have worked. If you took that signal, it would have been okay. I'm watching the DAX. The DAX also, just like, what was the close on this? 68. So, you know, DAX would have mildly moved up. Where is it on the futures? Let me look at the futures here. Futures not break. I definitely don't want to take this until the futures, you know, break above this. Well, that's a big recovery move. And also, by the way, this is the other thing is when you're trading these reversal moves, especially in the front part of the trend, right? Remember, you're always in danger, and this is why I really like. I would not be doing a reversal trade because I've gotten burnt more than a few times on this. You're always in danger of actually being on the wrong side of a fresh move of trend. Because remember, what we like, you know, what our classic trade is selling the failure, right? Here's the buy candle, right? This is if this fails to the downside, there's possibility of you know, fresh trend. Like this is a classic trade of ours. It's the first buy candle in a downtrend. This fails to the downside. That's a classic move. On the other hand, if you're trading on the reversal, you're betting that there's going to be a vertical V shape, which it may very well be. That's fine. In which case, our sell signal never gets triggered. But if this fails, if you're long here and this fails, this really creates a sell signal. And I want to be in that situation. That's why I like to do reversals only when there's been at least one, but generally two buy candles already in the trend. Then I have a stronger chance of a reversal happening. Okay, so this guy, you know, we just got short on a big down move. It's a big vol move. So let's see how well it can push down, if it does push down for us, or you know, or in this case, you know, it could be just a failed legitimate trade, but it is a legitimate trade. Then we got 18 seconds. This is holding on this candle. Let's see if this candle pushes us lower. So what was the break on this? That was a 78 break. And when you boom, okay, done. So oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Well, actually, I got lucky on this. Damn, I'm sorry, guys. Well, no, it doesn't matter. Would have made it anyways. I was looking. I had the old 5 instead of 7. I should have had the 7 on this. It would have made 7 anyways. It broke down to 68, so it totally would have taken 7. That was just my I forgot. Well, you know, while I was early trading, but you know, again, at least pat ourselves on the back, like 3/4 pat, because I fucked up the take profit because of the old I left it from the old setup. But that was good job. Galpin took 5. Anybody else trade the NAS, by the way? Anybody take the NAS with me? I'm actually curious. Maslow, good job. Good job. Because Jonathan just joined us and he's learning this the setup. So perfect. I'm trading. So just to let you know, I'm trading 15.7, right? Like 15.7, and I'm really trying to stick to 15.7 and only pick real trades, that is legitimate setups, and just trade 15.7. When you're trading CFDs, guys, 7, because of spreads, 7 may be a little bit too hard for you, and maybe, if you're trading CFDs, you can doing the Karen move, which is +5, +10 on a double entry, just only on pure legitimate entries, is not a bad idea. Certainly worthwhile. But regardless, at least everybody took the classic trade, which is really good. And Jonathan, you got you learned how to use the tool, and you preset the tool, and you let the tool run it for you, because that's sort of the key component I want everybody to learn. I'm using you as a very good, very good. Jonathan gets the gold star today. Let me see. Can we do the star? Star. There we go. You get the gold star. Oops. Why is this not working? There we go. Because that's what we want to do all day long. We see the setup. We set up the tool. We'll let the tool manage the trade. We, win, lose, or draw. We stick to the right P&L structure. You can do that 10 times a day. We're going to be positive. The very, very, from the beginning of that sentence to the end of that sentence is the very, very hard reach, right? By the way, would I have taken this trade? Yeah, I mean, I'm talking right now, but this, remember, we already had steep sell-off. This beats the red. We have a reversal move here. I would have been very comfortable taking this move. So you could have made another 7 points here on the reversal move over here, which is fine. Like you can't catch it all. I think that's actually what I'm going to end with today, is that you can't catch all the good ones, but our job is to make as few of the bad ones as possible, right? Is to avoid this bullshit, which I did with you, because, I did it for fun. We knew it was fun. But like, the point is, in real life, you want to avoid this, right? You want to avoid the bad ones, and you can't always take all the good ones. But if you can just avoid all the bad ones, you're already going to be way ahead. That's literally the key. That's literally the key. I want to practice this with you guys over and over and over again. One final note for the calendar this week. So we're only doing today and tomorrow for live trading, because Thursday I got to do the money show. You guys are welcome to. I'll post a link to the money show. You're welcome to see my presentation. It's really going to be just a kind of a basic walkthrough all of the tools that we use in our chat room. But that's the reason, So it's only going to be two-day live trading, and then we'll probably do Friday as well. But there'll be like more review and if we get setups on Friday, we'll take them. But that's the schedule for this week. Okay, guys. So another good day for us. We're still banging away with classic trades. Everybody have a great day. I'm so glad everybody is getting this, because that's really the key. That's really the key to doing this. And if you're new, don't worry. Keep doing it. Do it on small size. It will come back to you. Remember, the best thing about this is there are genuinely between 8 and 10 legitimate setups a day. So you have an enormous amount to practice the good trades, and just practice them. Don't worry about the outcome. Practice those good trades, and you will internalize the setup. And the thing is, I'm telling you, once you internalize the setup, you can take it to the hour chart. You can take it to the 4-hour chart. It's fully scalable, and it's really works very well on those longer term time frames. All right, guys, everybody have a wonderful day. We are done for today. I will see everybody tomorrow. Take care.